All right. How's everybody doing? Well, thanks for coming out tonight. It's good to be getting back out again. Well, somewhere between Jackson and Memphis, knew I would let go of you. Well, it took some time, but I've come to my senses, and I'm looking for a lighter shade of blue. So I'll drive, well, you can't find me where those old winds don't call out your name, where I don't see your face in the cold light of dawn. I'll hold steady down this road I'm on. Well, somewhere between Hope and Amarillo, I found myself thinking of you. Well, I'm coming down like the rain on my window, and that's just one more storm I'll get through. So I'll drive, well, you can't find me where those old winds don't call out your name, where I don't see your face in the cold light of dawn. I'll hold steady down this road I'm on. Well, somewhere between the desert and the ocean, I finally forgot about you. I ran out of road and love and devotion, and I'm looking at a lighter shade of blue. So I'll drive, well, you can't find me where those old winds don't call out your name, where I don't see your face in a cold light of dawn. I'll hold steady down this road I'm on, where I don't see your face in the cold light of dawn. I'll hold steady down this road I'm on. All right. Thank you very much. Well, I came up here, Calaveras County, looking for a place to call home. All those ghosts where I'd been, well, they finally found me, and I've been out here wandering alone. There's a quiet in the air, there's a breeze off of the mountains, and there's room for a man to be his own. There ain't no strangers here in Calaveras County, at least not any that I've ever known. Well, that trip up from Fort Worth. It was covered in dust, and I almost broke down in Bakersfield. But a man in a multicolored panel OVW bug, he gave me a hand, showed me what was real. And there's a quiet in the air, there's a breeze off of the mountains, and there's room for a man to be his own. There ain't no strangers here in Calaveras County, at least not any that I've ever known. Well, there's gold in these hills, and after all these years, they still pull it straight out of the ground. And it's easy to hide in Calaveras County, hide until you're ready to be found. There's a quiet in the air, there's a breeze off of the mountains, and there's room for a man to be his own. There ain't no strangers here in Calaveras County, at least not any that I've ever known. There ain't no strangers here in Calaveras County, at least not any that I've ever known. All right, thank you. Well, for everybody watching online, this is from the one of my favorite listening rooms in the country, Mucky Duck here in Houston, Texas. How is everybody? Everybody's kind of staying sane through all of this, and we're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, well, here's a song that a buddy of mine wrote, and I fell in love with it the first time I heard it and knew I wanted to be a part of it in any way I could, and so I asked him if I could record it, and he said yes. So this is a Channing Wilson song. Well, I was 18 working on a road crew in Georgia. He was a Vietnam vet, Tennessee. He held the post while I drove the hammer. Rain or shine, side by side, 5 days a week. And he taught me the blues, and I'd sing for him old Hank Williams tunes. And he'd say, boy, the only difference between us is your white and my black Jesus. Well, the pay, it was barely legal, and I'm wasting mine on cigarettes and booze. His went to his woman and his children, and the rest he'd bet on anything that moves. And he taught me the blues, and I'd sing for him old Hank Williams tunes. And he'd say, boy, the only difference between us is your white and my black Jesus. woke last night to the sound of thunder, and my mind drifted back to that old man. Oh, and I ain't seen him since I left Georgia. Yeah, but something tells me we'll meet again. And he taught me the blues, and I'd sing for him old Willie Nelson tunes. And he'd say, boy, the only difference between us is your white and my black Jesus. And when we meet again, there'll be nothing between us. It'll just be him and me and Jesus. Thank you, thank you. Rain, rain, come with me. Rain, come falling down. Rain, come, water, come, wash my feet before they lay back in the ground. Before they lay back in the ground. I ain't gonna start my worry. Ain't gonna slow me down. Ain't gotta bear that burden. Got no worry and a drag around. Got no worry and a drag around. Rain, rain, come with me. Rain, come falling down. Rain, come, water, come, wash my feet before they lay back in the ground. Before they lay back in the ground. Wash away my trouble. Wash away my loss. Meet me down by the river. We both had to cross. Yeah, we both had to cross. So rain, rain, come with me. Rain, come falling down. Rain, come, water, come, wash my feet before they lay back in the ground. Before they lay back in the ground. Let that thunder, thunder, let that lightning strike. Get me through the darkness, Lord. Lead me to the light, Lord, and lead me to the light. So rain, rain, come with me. Rain, come falling down. Rain, come, water, come, wash my feet before they lay back in the ground. 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 Thank you. So y'all can't see, but just outside this door over here, there's a huge picture of Willie Nelson. And every time I look over that way, Willie's just staring at me. It's intimidating, even though it's just a picture of Willie. I'm still intimidated by it. Well, there's a bottle on the dresser by your ring, and it's empty. So right now I don't feel a thing. Well, I'll be hurting When I wake up on the floor, and I'll be over it by noon. That's the difference between whiskey and you. Come tomorrow, well, I can walk in any store. It ain't a problem, 'cause they'll always sell me more. But your forgiveness, well, that's something I can't buy. There anything that I can do? That's the difference between whiskey and you. One's the devil, one keeps driving me insane. Sometimes I wonder if they ain't both the same. One's a liar, come to hide me from my pain. One's a long, long, bitter truth. And that's the difference between whiskey and you. Well, I got a problem, but it ain't like what you think. I drink because I'm lonesome, and I'm lonesome cause I drink. And if I don't break down, bring it on myself, and it'll hit out of the blue. That's the difference between whiskey and you. One's the devil, one keeps driving me insane. Sometimes I wonder if they ain't both the same. One's a liar, come to hide me from my pain. And one's a long, gone, bitter truth. And that's the difference between whiskey and you. That's the difference between whiskey and you. All right. Thanks, y'all. Speaking of whiskey, I would love to get one of those up here if I could, please. Heading west on 20, just past Birmingham. Not sure where I'm going, I just can't turn back again. I got headlights on the highway, I got a heart that's way back home, and a picture of a life I lost to remind me why I'm gone. And that's why I left Atlanta, drove that's why I left Atlanta. Me and Georgia seen our better days. We settled outside the city, bought a house in a little land, built our hopes on dreaming till those dreams got out of hand. Well, I was after something I could never be. I guess she finally grew too tired of waiting around on me. And that's why I left Atlanta. I drove away in an early morning haze. Yes, that's why I left Atlanta. Behind Georgia, seen our better days. I wish she could have held on a little longer. I wish I could have been a little stronger. Well, God knows things don't always work out like we planned. Well, I could tell you my story, I just don't know how it will end. So I keep right on driving until I run out of gas. Start again where I end up, ain't no use in looking back. And that's why I left Atlanta. I drove away in an early morning haze. Yes, that's why I left Atlanta. Behind Georgia, seen our better days. Behind Georgia, seen our better days. Thank you. I realized on the very first note that I started that song in the wrong key. Getting back into the swing of things, you know. That is as high as you will ever hear me sing. Man, I was just praying I could get there. Okay. So I have a new record coming out in August this year, and all right. Look at that, perfect timing. Cheers, cheers, everybody. So yeah, August of this year. It's a bunch of songs that I wrote. So I went in. I was going to record in the fall with some songs I had written the year before, and then over the summer, being in lockdown, I wrote a whole new record. So I ended up recording that one, and then ended up recording that one instead. And so I've got this whole batch of new songs. So I'm going to be sprinkling them in here tonight. Get that. Trees grow on a hillside, clinging to the rocks above. Higher than grass can grow, must be in it for the love. Ain't got nothing on you, babe. Ain't got nothing on you. The stars we look at night, each one bigger than the sun, burning brighter than our minds can see, and we count them one by one. Ain't got nothing on you, babe. Ain't got nothing on you. When I lay down beside you tonight, and I think about all these dreams in my life. Ain't got nothing on you, babe. Ain't got nothing on you, babe. Waves crash on the sand, then turn back into the sea. Traveled 1,000 miles to land here for you and me. Ain't got nothing on you, babe. Ain't got nothing on you, babe. When I lay down beside you tonight, and I think about all these dreams in my life. Ain't got nothing on you, babe. Ain't got nothing on you, babe. Ain't got nothing on you, babe. Ain't got nothing on you. Thank you. Well, this is the most obvious one that came out of lockdown. This is one I wrote in June of last year, and it's a single we released about a month ago. This one's called Back to Normal. Back in the days before it all started, I was going my way like I'd always done. Now I'm looking around for my dearly departed, wandering these streets like I'm all alone. What do we do when we get back to normal? And we find ourselves out in the world again. What do we do when we get back to normal? And we find we're somewhere we ain't never been. I always believed the world had an answer, but now I think that I've been thinking all wrong. Questions I had, well, I never really asked them. Truth is, I don't wanna know after all. What do we do when we get back to normal? And we find ourselves out in the world again. What do we do when we get back to normal? And we find we're somewhere we ain't never been. We believe what we want to. See the photo in the frame, but all those things that we hold on to can never be the same. Every day is a brand new beginning. Ain't that what all the sages say? So every night that's a brand new ending. Tomorrow can't be like yesterday. What do we do when we get back to normal? And we find ourselves out in the world again. What do we do when we get back to normal? And we find we're somewhere we ain't never been. What do we do when we get back to normal? And we find ourselves out in the world again. What do we do when we get back to normal? And we find we're somewhere we ain't never been. Yeah, we find we're somewhere we ain't never been. find we're somewhere we ain't never been. All right, thanks. I started running after the staying failed to work. I'd gotten used to living a little heartbroken, hurt. Might seem reckless, 'cause I'm living a little out, when the truth is I'm just lonesome down and out. When I wake up with an aching feeling I cannot hide, I start shaking, I'm just breaking down inside. Just don't ask me, 'cause I won't tell you I'm much too proud, when the truth is I'm just lonesome down and out. Well, I try to convince myself that I can't feel the pain, soak it up with whiskey and walk out in the rain. Stumble down the street while I scream and shout, when the truth is I'm just lonesome down and out. Well, I'm standing on a mountain, one I built with guilt and shame, messes I've made. I wish that I could go back down, say I'm sorry without a doubt, when the truth is I'm just lonesome down and out. Well, I try to convince myself that I can't feel the pain, soak it up with whiskey, then I walk out in the rain. Stumble down the street while I scream and shout, when the truth is I'm just lonesome down and out. Stumble down the street while I scream and shout, when the truth is I'm just lonesome down and out. Thank you, thank you. Not to keep obsessing about this, but Willie is, all you can see is his he's got the red bandana and then his beard. So when you glance at it off from the side of your eyes, it's either Willie or Santa Claus. I know. It's I saw Jesus in the corner. He was talking to my friend. They both looked my way and turned around. Guess I should remember all the trouble that I've been. It's just promises and pieces on the ground. Well, I was drunk, tired and busted the day he took me in and offered me protection from myself Guess I should have told him I'm no kind of friend. Well, I guess he found out the day I left. And I took the money from the wallet on the table by the door. I took the pistol that he told me he kept locked inside the drawer. I took off before the sun came up. I didn't see him anymore. Well, I was killing time in Reno where the snow fell on the ground. And I was counting out what little I had left. I asked the bartender, pour another round. I threw a 10 down on the table, saved one for myself. And I walked across the street in daylight with that pistol in my jeans. I walked up and told the teller I don't want to cause a scene. Just put the money in the suitcase and we can do this nice and clean. Well, I was almost to the front door when I heard that siren scream. And they were just around the corner, coming fast. I turned back to that teller, and he was looking right at me. Well, I just watched him fall as I let that pistol blast. And I ran back through the alley, and I never turned around. I heard all their voices as they tried to track me down. I threw the pistol in that river. I jumped a train, leaving town. In a hotel out by Carson Lake, I was trying to lay low when I heard some locals talking down the hall. Seems they'd caught the man who robbed that Wells Fargo. Up in Reno, you don't mess around with the law. Well, I guess my friend came looking just like he'd done before. They'd already found his pistol that had washed up on the shore. Yesterday they hanged a man. I couldn't run anymore. I saw Jesus in the corner. He was talking to my friend. They both looked my way and turned around. I guess I should remember all the trouble that I've been. It's just promises and pieces on the ground. It's just promises and pieces on the ground. So there's kind of a long. Well, it is a sad song, but there's a lot of stories that go with that one. It's had the stories around that song have had its own little life. So right after I wrote it, I spent more time on that song than I normally spend on songs. I spent months and months writing this thing, which is not the case normally, and but I like spent all this time weaving these characters together and making sure that the twist lined up, and I mean the whole thing like I was writing a movie, and worked really hard and like concentrated on every little detail. And right after I wrote it, I went up and I was playing up in Cleveland, and after this guy came up and he said, that song you wrote, he said, a pistol is heavier than water, so if you threw the pistol in the water, it wouldn't have floated back up on the shore. Yeah. I said, you keep your physics out of my country music, sir. But then I told that story later, and I was out in California, and this guy said, "Well, actually, in Reno, where the story happens, there's a river that comes through, and it's the Truckee River, and it's coming straight out of the mountains, and it's rushing out of the mountains. So it actually would have taken the pistol, and it would have pushed it up just because of the rush of the water." And so I felt redeemed. And so then I went back to Cleveland. I mean, like 2 years. This is about 2 years ago. And this song's 10 years old. About 2 years ago, I went back to Cleveland, and I told that story to try to redeem myself. And turns out the first guy was there in the audience, and he did not appreciate being called out. He didn't take that. He didn't think that was funny. So then I went back there right before the lockdown and played again in Cleveland, and he was not there. He didn't come back to that last one, but Is he? I mean, you never want to watch. You never want to. We don't want Willie judging you ever. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm, you know what? We've been locked up for a long time. I'm just going to say it. My only experience with Willie Nelson was that I did pee next to him one time. We were at a little deal in Austin at a songwriter induction Hall of Fame kind of deal, and I went to the bathroom and looked up, and there he was, right there next to me. It's pretty cool. That's it. That's the end of the story, but it was pretty great. Yeah, I didn't say anything. There's rules. So one of the cool things that happened during the quarantine was just kind of getting to slow down and refocus and do things different. And so there was a lot of the live streaming going on, and just also just revisiting things. And so I would travel around, and people would ask for older songs of mine that I didn't remember. When you do a record, if they don't seem to catch on right away, you just put them aside and you don't touch them, and then you don't remember them all these years later. And so I had a bunch of those, and people are asking for them a lot, and I just don't remember them. So I did a whole show that was nothing but those songs that people asked for that I don't remember. And so it was cool to go back and get to learn those and revisit them. And so this is one of those that I relearned last year. Uncle John's tapping on an old buzzsaw. Crazy cousin Junior still sleeping in the hall. Sister's making breakfast in a frying pan. Papa's walking around drinking whiskey in a can. Sun's coming up, but the rooster won't crow. He hung his head a long time ago. The train won't stop and the whistle won't blow. It's the end of the line for the traveling show. The end of the line for the traveling show. Well, there's one long wagon wheel laying in a lawn, and an old dog gnawing on a rattlesnake bone, and a beat-up building that's locked up tight. Somebody burned it down again late last night. Well, the sun's coming up, but the rooster won't crow. He hung his head a long time ago. The train won't stop and the whistle won't blow. It's the end of the line for the traveling show. The end of the line for the traveling show. Well, there's a master of puppets and a medicine man. They used to play around in Uncle John's band. He burned up like a fire in a pouring down rain. On a half pint of whiskey and cheap cocaine. Well, the sun's coming up, but the rooster won't crow. He hung his head a long time ago. The train won't stop and the whistle won't blow. It's the end of the line for the traveling show. The end of the line for the traveling show. Thank you. Thank you. Is there any requests? Anything anybody wants to hear? I do. I do know that one. Yeah. All right, I'll do that. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen you, girl. Funny we should meet up at a place like this. Sure, I've got a minute, but I can't stay long. I got someone waiting for me outside. Damn, you sure look just like I remember. It's too bad things turned out like they did. You got that same look in your eyes now. The last time I saw it, you were leaving. Has anybody ever told you you sure cry pretty? You stand tall and move with grace. Has anybody ever told you you sure cry pretty? Your tears fall, they don't leave a trace. Yeah, I thought about you for a little while. Yeah, I guess I still do now and then. If only this this had been another time, girl, then baby, you might just break me down. Has anybody ever told you you sure cry pretty? You stand tall and move with grace. Has anybody ever told you you sure cry pretty? Your tears fall, they don't leave a trace. It's time for me to go. I hope you understand. I'm sure that you'll be fine once I'm gone. I'm sure there's someone out there you can turn to. Just keep your head up, girl. You'll be fine. Has anybody ever told you you sure cry pretty? You stand tall and move with grace. Has anybody ever told you you sure cry pretty? Your tears fall, they don't leave a trace. What's that? Oh, man. Ugh, it hurts me to think about those things. 13 years, I think, that song. That song came out in 2009. Yeah. Well, we walked in the desert and crawled on the sand, drank from a river in the palm of our hand, looked out over the neighborhood of Salem, knew we'd made it to the promised land, knew we'd made it to the promised land. We sang, go down, Moses walked through the bottom with me. Go down, Moses, lead the way home to the middle of the sea. Walk through the bottom with me. Go down, Moses, with me. Somebody came in the middle of the night, took us to the water with no wind in sight, locked us up down deep inside. We didn't stop crying till we saw the light. Didn't stop crying till we saw the light. We sang, go down, Moses walked through the bottom with me. Go down, Moses, lead the way home through the middle of the sea. Walk through the bottom with me. Go down, Moses, with me. Well, I look out the window at everybody else and walking on by, and I say to myself, maybe someday we'll all accept that there ain't nothing wrong if there's anything left. Ain't nothing wrong if there's anything left. Well, there's truth in numbers, and numbers don't lie. People don't like it when they get too high. We push and we pull, they don't understand why we never make it to the promised land, why we don't make it to the promised land. We sang, go down, Moses, walk through the bottom with me. Go down, Moses, lead the way home through the middle of the sea. Walk through the bottom with me. Go down, Moses, with me. We sang, go down, Moses, walk through the bottom with me. Go down, Moses, lead the way home through the middle of the sea. Walk through the bottom with me. Go down, Moses, with me. All right, thank you. Yeah, my eyes are so bad. I do. Yeah, this. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, so we need your help here. If you want to go to the duckhouston.com, there is it's feeding the front line every week since the shutdown. The Duck has been able to deliver food to frontline workers, and you can go to the duckhouston.com and contribute and keep that going. So please do that. For everybody watching online, we really appreciate it. Got baptized when I was 10. Got a little dirty, so I did it again. Preacher said, son, why you back so soon? I said, let's get this done, I got things to do. I was saved in the morning, was back that afternoon. Well, I sing hallelujah, and I shout amen, and I wrestle with the devil, and sometimes I'll win, sometimes I lose. Well, I hate to disappoint you, but I got these no good living, while I'm loving, roadhouse singing, good time, God-fearing blues. I turned 18 and I left home. God bless my soul, and I was ready to roam. Walked to the desert and I turned around. Nobody ever told me about the things I found. I went back to the river. This time I thought I might drown. I sing hallelujah, and I shout amen, and I wrestle with the devil, and sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. Well, I hate to disappoint you, but I got these no good living, while I'm loving, roadhouse singing, good time, God-fearing blues. I keep my hands in my pocket, keep my thoughts to myself. I keep my liquor on the very top shelf. It's good to meet you, preacher, but I just can't stay. I'm gonna get to heaven, but I'm going my way. I may see you Sunday morning, I see you on Judgment Day. I sing hallelujah, and I shout fearing blue. Well, I hate to disappoint you, but I got these no good living, hard time loving, roadhouse singing, good time got fearing blue. All right. It's been a long time and I finally gotten over you. Took untold women and a lot of whiskey down. Tonight I'm lying here in this city I don't know. I'm thinking I might call you up again. Would you tell me that you've been dreaming of me? You've been waking up, just waiting on my call. Is that just me doing some wishful drinking? I wonder if you thought of me at all. My life has been a long line of habits I can't break, and everyone has finally brought me down. So take another pull and put this bottle on the ground. And if I said I was through, would you believe me now? Would you tell me that you've been dreaming of me? You've been waking up, just waiting on my call. Is that just me doing some wishful drinking? I wonder if you thought of me at all. Don't know why I thought I could come around tonight. Maybe I just hoped I'd hit the ground. It's time to fly again, and maybe I'll see you someday. We can talk about how far we've come. Would you tell me that you've been dreaming of me? You've been waking up, just waiting on my call. Or is that just me doing some wishful drinking? I wonder if you thought of me at all. Yeah, is that just me doing some wishful drinking? I wonder if you thought of me at all. Well, I have a lot of sad songs. Not on purpose. I'm not a sad guy, but you know, just part of writing country songs, I think. And But decided to get a happy one on this new record, so this is a new song. Well, you can line your pockets with silver and gold. You can look for answers up and down the road. Youth is wasted on the young, I'm told, I suppose. It's just the way it goes. Well, if you really want truth, first you gotta believe. If you really wanna grow, first you gotta grieve. It's a fool's game, but when you're down on your knees, you see what it all really means. So just look around and you will finally see all life's possibilities blowing like sand underneath your feet, and it's free. Well, you can get what you want and in a minute it's gone. You can get where you go and then you stay too old. It's gone. You can get where you go and then you stay too long. Look around and wonder where it all went wrong. Same old song, it goes on and on. Scraping and grabbing and trying to survive. There's a lot more to living than just being alive. There's the sun on your face and the light in your eyes. Just try and you might just find that if you look around, you will finally see all life's possibilities blowing like sand underneath your feet, and it's free. Well, it's all pretty clear at the end of the day. The only way to win is to get it away. Find someone to hold when your hair turns gray. Stay. You'll be on your way. Yeah, just look around and you will finally see all life's possibilities blowing like sand underneath your feet, and it's free. Yeah, just look around and you will finally see all life's possibilities blowing like sand underneath your feet, and it's free. Been up and down this highway, and I don't have a single thing to show. Except these words that I'm singing, well, I found them by the side of the road. Somewhere in Amarillo, I think somebody left them behind. We'll finders or keepers. I'll take all the keepers I can find. Words are like diamonds, best ones are hardest to find. Buried in the bottom of the coal, just waiting to shine. When I got home this evening, I was worried about things she might say. See, I haven't left her alone lately, driving on to another place to play. everything's gonna be alright. Words are like diamonds, best ones are the hardest to find. Buried in the bottom of the coal, just waiting to shine. Well, I got friends and I got heroes, and you know I've loved them all just the same. And I don't think I've ever told them all the things I need to say. Maybe one day I'll know the words that I'm trying to find. But for now I'm gonna keep on searching, digging deeper down this old coal mine. Words like diamonds, best ones are hardest to find. Buried in the bottom of the coal, just waiting to shine. Buried in the bottom of the coal, just waiting to shine. All right. God don't make me go back to Jackson. Sky turns black every time I do. Heaven don't lie the way I'm living. God don't make me go back to Jackson. Sky turns black every time I do. Straight dog on the side of the highway, he got nothing left to lose. Soon he's going home to Jesus. God don't make me go back to Jackson. The sky turns black every time I do. Man, this is the best job in the world right here. Yeah. I was baptized in muddy water. My soul broke in like a weathered shoe. Can't you hear that choir singing? God don't make me go back to Jackson. The sky turns black every time I do. I hopped a train just south of Memphis. I found myself in Baton Rouge. I got out but my soul's still burning. God don't make me go back to Jackson. The sky turns black every time I do. God don't make me go back to Jackson. The sky turns black every time I do. Heaven don't lie the way I'm living. God don't make me go back to Jackson. The sky turns black every time I do. said, God, don't make me go back to Jackson. The sky turns black every time I do. All right. All right. All right, everybody. You can keep these live streams coming by you can become a supporting member. There you go. You can become a supporting member from at norfolkstreet.com. Live from norfolkstreet.com. All right. Man, my eyes have just. I probably shouldn't even be driving, to be honest with you. Oh man! All right. I'll tell you what. I want to try one on you. It's pretty new. It is going to be on the new record, but I wrote this with my buddy Drew Kennedy. I went over to Italy. We used to go to Italy until this last year, every year and play. It's it's really great. I love it. It's probably one of my favorite places to go, and so we go over there a lot. And then one time I built some time in to go down to Anzio Beach, which is south of Rome, and I wanted to do that because my grandfather fought there in World War II, and I'd heard about it. It was this legendary place, in the family, because he had talked about it, my whole life and fighting there, and so I wanted to see it with my eyes, and so we went over there, and the way he talked about it, I had just envisioned this huge beach, and I'd been to Normandy before, and I'd seen that. That's what I pictured, which is just this massive beachhead, and this was not. It was a very small beach, and the story is that the Americans wanted to do this surprise attack on the Italians in the war, and they did. They surprised them, and then the general that was in charge screwed up, and instead of just continuing the surprise, he held everybody on the beach and waited for reinforcements, and in the meantime, the Italians found out, and they pinned them down on this beach, and they were stuck there for a couple months, and so I was there looking at it and just standing on that beach, and having studied it, over the years, I knew how dangerous it was and how they couldn't move. They couldn't stick their head up, but they had to crawl around everywhere because if you poked your head up, you might get shot. And so then I thought if he had done that, if he had made one wrong move, I wouldn't be standing there to be looking at that. So anyway, I wanted to write about it, but it was a really big idea, and it was hard. It was hard to do. So this summer, I called Drew Kennedy, who's one of my favorite songwriters and probably the most literary songwriters that I know, and told him the idea, and we finished this one up. Well, he heard the quiet buzzing of a fly. For a second, he wasn't quite sure what it was, till it tickled his face and he opened his eyes on a beach in the French summer sun. Sulfur in the air and the smell of something worse. He leaned up on his elbow and looked around. Wiped some blood from his face, saw his buddy James mangled and torn apart on the ground. Well, the medics got to him, and he thanked God they did. Spent 27 days in a field hospital before making the slow trip home to the States, minus one leg, which still seemed impossible. Got a job sorting mail at the Birmingham post office. 5 days a week, enough pay to get by. He met a beautiful girl through a mutual friend. 11 months later, that girl was his wife. But the nightmares were often and so vivid and real. He'd wake up screaming a few times a week. She was patient and kind, stayed by his side. In time, he found a more restful sleep. And by the next year, they had him a son who got drafted when he turned 18. He went off to fight, but he came back whole, met my mom, and they had me. And I come from a long line of soldiers whose blood's flowing through me. They fought in fields and foreign lands so I could be who I wanted to be. Well, I broke the streak and I went to college instead of Kabul or Kuwait. I earned my degree and I got hired to teach Shakespeare, Wordsworth, Yeats. At a decent-sized high school outside of Atlanta, I did the best that I could. Yeah, that's heady stuff for kids that age, but all in all, I think I did some good. And I come from a long line of soldiers whose blood's still flowing through me. They fought in fields and foreign lands so I could be who I wanted to be. Well, he heard the quiet buzzing of a fly. For a second, he wasn't quite sure what it was, till it tickled his face and he opened his eyes, and then he died there in that French summer sun. And that girl he would have met sorting mail back in Birmingham, she met a lawyer and they fell in love. So their story ends before it began, on that beach in the French summer sun. And that child she had, well, that wasn't my dad, and I wasn't ever his son. So my story ends before it began, on that beach in the French summer sun. And I come from a long line of soldiers whose blood flowed into the sea. War took more than just one life. It took him and his son and me. All right. Thanks, y'all. When I hear the night wind moan, when I hear the night wind moan, when I hear the night wind moan, they gonna roll away the stone. When I hear the night wind moan, when I hear them call my name, When I hear you call my name, when I hear you call my name, I know my soul soon be saved. When I hear him call my name, oh my Lord, can't take back what came before. Get down on my knees and pray, bow my head, it's Judgment Day. When that crowd shall gather round, when that crowd shall gather round, when that crowd shall gather round, will they make a mournful sound? When that crowd shall gather round. Lay me down on this bed. Lay me down upon this bed. Lay me down upon this bed. Let me rest my weary head. Lay me down on this bed. Oh my Lord, can't take back what came before. Get down on my knees and pray, bow my head, it's Judgment Day. Take back what came before. Get down on my knees and pray, bow my head, it's Judgment Day. Oh my Lord, can't take back what came before. Get down on my knees and pray, bow my head, it's Judgment Day. All right, thank y'all so much. Thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.